Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike again here. In this video we're gonna create a simple Flask web application to convert the given CSV file containing some price list to some sort of a minimalist e-commerce website with pagination. But before we start, let me just try to demonstrate how the end result that we're supposed to be developing in this video is gonna look like. So here it is, and we got the cards for every single product, and also I've crafted this pagination by hand without using any sort of pre-installed pagination modules, so it's quite pretty easy to make this sort of stuff. So at the very end we have our CSV data pane. So let me just try to show you the CSV data in more like a readable way. So here is the title, price, thumbnail, URL, and some sort of a features regarding every single product. Not really that much, but still, we got them. We got all of them being placed in this dynamic, being rendered dynamically within this sort of website that I've created. So this is the exactly thing we're supposed to be creating in this video. So if you're interested, buckle up and we begin basically. So the very first thing to consider, let me just try to close this unnecessary stops things. Stop the server for the demonstration that I've just created, and let me also navigate to my source file. So the entire source code, including the backend stuff and the front end dynamic template rendering, would be entirely living within the only single source file. So quite pretty minimalist approach for those of you who like this. So I'm not gonna be using this templates folder and those unnecessary complications, like, at least for this sort of a task, I consider them to be unnecessary complications. So the very first thing to consider, we need to import some packages. So I want to say from Flask import all, and then I also want to import CSV to read our CSV file. Now we need to create app instance, and app would be equal to Flask with a name as an argument. And now we need to create route HTTP, and I can say simply like add app down to route, and just use the bare root here. So dev root, and here here we need to open our file containing the CSV data, containing our data. Basically we want to read the file stream as file, and now let's init data set. Okay, so it would be equal to, I use CSV dictionary reader to read the CSV as a list of Python dictionaries. It takes the file stream as an argument, and also to parse it into a real list of dictionaries. I need to say for item in this list and convert every item to a dictionary, because it's not a dictionary but the ordered dictionary, which is slightly bit different data type. Okay, and also I want to return render content, and here I need to say return render template string, and here we can draft our HTML file. But before that, let me quickly provide the main driver. Okay, so I can say if name equals to main. Okay, in this case I want to say app.run and enable the debugging mode, so debug equals to true, and also enable the multi-threaded mode, so threaded equals to true. Oh my god, what have I done? Equals to true as well. Save, and let's print something just to make sure that it actually kind of works. So if we just go into our local host Okay, that's because we didn't actually yet start it. So I just need to open, I just forgot to open the terminal in my current working directory and type python3 app.py to actually start the server at the local host at the port number 5000. Okay, so let's go again. Okay, we got our server working and perfect. So from now on, let's actually define some sort of a simple HTML document structure here. So head and title. Let's make it like rice and grocery. Okay. Also, I would like to use bootstrap classes. That's the reason for importing this sort of a line. Okay. And body. Okay. Body. And here I want to create a div with a class equals to container. Okay. I guess I can set a margin top equals to 4 just to make it a little bit down. Words div, and here let's print our bulk data. So in order to do this, I need to provide this as an argument. So this sort of a data. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so here is our entire data set, and first let's actually try to render this, and then we will add the pagination. So here within this div class container, I need to say for item in data, and oh my god, not this like and 4, and so I want to create a div with a class equals to card, and here div class equals to card body, and div this like, and here let's have h2 element. I'm not sure. Well, let's try h2. I don't really remember which tag in particular did they use in the example video. So here we need to say item dot title. So where am I taking this title from? If you have a look at the CSV, we got this title, price, thumbnail URL, image URL, DP type, brand, content, and type, and these guys are considered to be as the dictionary keys. So every single row is considered to be like a dictionary, where title equals to this, price equals to this, a thumbnail URL equals to this, and so on. So by saying item.title, I'm referencing the title within the item dictionary. Also, I could have used this sort of annotation. Both are legal within the Jinja template render. So, but I just want to make it like look like JavaScript slightly bit, so I will use item.title instead. Save. So let's have a look. Okay, we got this. We got this titles being enabled now. Now we got the bulk data, so all the available stuff. But yeah, obviously h2 seems to be slightly bit too big there. So let's convert this to h3. And also I want to create margin top for equals to 4 to every single. To every single card like this. Perfect. Okay, let's also provide some, let's call this, I don't know, h2, and div, class equals to text center, and let's say rice and grocery. It's better to make it not like so instead of h2, let's better say, or no, we can actually leave this. Okay, let's have a look how the result looks like. Yeah, but here I would like to make another div class card, and here div class card header. Okay. Close the div tag and close another div tag here. Save. Okay. Yeah, now this is much better, I guess. So, yeah, still like, I guess I didn't really use this h3, but let's consider p tag instead, maybe. Okay, sorry guys, I need to avoid pressing Ctrl R to update the page. No, that's too little. Okay, so maybe let's go for h4 instead. Okay, let's keep it like this. I think this is just kind of fine. So the next thing to consider would be, so let's take this p tag paragraph and use our item.price, and I also want to make it strong. Okay. So, okay, we got our prices, perfect. And now I just want to have several spans that would be responsible for the rest of the data set items. So let's consider some like type, brand, continent type. This DT type is not essential, so brand, continent type would be just enough. Brand, not like this, sorry, item dot brand, item dot content, and item dot, oh my god, type. Okay, this is it. So the very last thing to consider, the very last thing left here to consider is the image URL, and in order to make that, so let me just try to grab this entire stuff and place this, no, it's not like this, I need one more indentation level. So here I need to create div with a class equals to row, and here the div with a class equals to col 10. So it would be occupying the most width of the page, like 10 elements out of 12, and div and div, and I'll just grab this again and paste. So here, okay, this like, so 10 elements of the width, so like here, and 2 elements like here, the little part. So you will see this just right in a moment, basically. And here I would make an image with the source equals to, and item dot thumbnail URL. Save. Okay, so here we got our thumbnail URLs. You see, like this, like 10 elements out of 12, like 2 elements. So it's not, maybe not called elements, but 2 parts, maybe. So this is our Bootstrap layout specific terms. This, I don't know. It's better to read the documentation to know exactly how this and the numbers kind of call in the right way. So I'm just showing you how to use them. So if, say, it was like div call 6 and call 6, it would be centered this, like, so just to demonstrate. So save. Now just the half for this guy and the half for this guy, but we don't really want this, so we want just 2 parts and 10 parts here. So that's how we can shift these images right to the right. Okay, so at the very end, it also would have been nice to provide some little like footer-like stuff. So well, we can actually even use a div class card, and I'm not sure. Is there div the class equal card footer exists? I guess it should have. I don't really remember, but it should have created by code monkey king. Save and just let's have a look if it kind of works. Yeah, I did create the footer, which is quite pretty nice, but also I want to give margin top equals to 4, margin bottom equals to 4, and here let's have it probably a paragraph. Yeah, paragraph class equals text center, and probably we can use the BR to distinguish within this guy. So let's want a strong tag here to give an email. So this is my email. Okay, it would serve us as a placeholder for a site footer where you usually can see some context and things like that. Well, I guess margin bottom equals to 4 is a little bit too much, so let's make it 2 instead. Okay, even that is kind of too much, so let's drop it completely. Yeah, now this looks quite pretty nicely already. Okay, so the very last thing to consider here is actually to add some sort of a pagination, and let's go and try to implement that as well. So in order to implement our pagination, we'll need to preserve some variables, but before that, so the idea is the following. So let's say that the link that will generate the button links to provide the pagination. So let's consider that here page, say equals to 2, argument is being provided. So we need to extract this argument anyway. So let's say extract page number, and page would be equal to request dot args dot get and page. So assuming that we're supposed to be calling this argument page, here we're trying to get the argument called page. If we consider another name, say pg or page number or whatever, this would be changed appropriately. So here is our page, and yeah, just to avoid, well, or maybe yeah, let's just try to print our page to the console. So okay, update, and here we got our page. So let's also specify that this is page actually, not something else. Okay, page, save. So here we got our page 2. Well, let's say we have this page 3, then we have page 3, and so on. So this is quite a pretty important thing to consider. So one little more thing to consider, we might encounter the situation where this sort of a page might not be extracted. So let's say in case of, and we would be using this page number to make some calculations, so we need to make sure that it would be available actually. So let's say that we don't specify any page number at all here. you see like page is equal to none. So let's enclose this page extraction within the try except statement. And here page would be equal to 0. So it's fine if we use page as a string, like just like right now, but we want to convert this to integer, and we do want this because again, like we need to perform some calculations on it. That's the reason to use this try except. So let's go to our site. So here the page should be equal to 0, perfect, and let's consider page equal to 2. Yeah, we got page equal to 2, perfect. So now we need to yeah, let me just switch my indentations back to 4 spaces. Now we need to provide some variables, so we will be using index, let's say starting index, and starting index would point to the element within this data array where we should start our start displaying our data from the given starting index. So let's call this index from, and well, let's just not initialize it. Let's just skip doing something with this. Let's just define the variables first. Then starting index, then ending index, maybe finishing. Well, let's call this ending index and call this index 2. Okay, and display items per page is quite an important thing, so let's create this variable items per page. And yeah, so I'm not really good at math. Actually, I suck at math, and that's the reason why I need to double or even triple check everything before we actually start. So index 2. So yeah, also I need to say, so first we need actually to provide this items per page. Yeah, let's make it for first one actually. Okay, so ending index would be equal whatever index from plus items per page, and index to calculate the index from, let's say calculate index, starting index. Yeah, it should be after. So I can say for index in range of our page, and we need to say index plus equals items per page. Yeah. I will first per page. I will first actually try. Oh, let's have 5 items per page. First, I will try to check this out, and if it works, I will then explain what have I done in particular and how exactly it's supposed to be working. So, page, and then let's just print them all the variables. So per page, and here items per page, and then index from, and then index 2. So I guess this is not needed really. Save. And okay, so let's try to run this one more time. So when we have page equal to 0. So we got this per page equals to 5, starting from index 0 and up to index 5. When I will set either, so well, if I set page equals to 1, it should give literally the same result. So and page equals to 1. So let's make sure. Yeah, the same result. Okay. Now when I set page equals to 2, it should make index from equals to 5 and index 2 equals to 10 respectively. So let's try to check that out as well. Okay. It's not for some reason. Okay, let me just figure this out. Okay guys, sorry, obviously when we don't really need to do anything with the index, instead we need to say index from. Yeah, sure, just a little typo here. So let me try again. Okay, from 10 to 15. Yeah, it's slightly okay. So again, like page number 1 from, well, I need to add a little shift here. So okay, page equal to 0. Yeah, so in range page -1. I'm wondering, is this gonna be working for a 0 element? Okay, page 0, from 0 to 5. Okay, when nothing specified, is this still working? Yeah. And page 2, from 5 to 10. Okay, good. Page 3, okay, from 10 to 15. Okay, perfect. So it seems like it works. So let me try to explain what are we doing here. So we're looping over the range of page index of the page. Say if page is equal to 3, then it's gonna 3 iterations. But we use this -1 because we're actually starting with the page number 0, not with the page number 1, and it's better to not to use page number 0 here for the first one, but page number 1 instead. So either no arguments or page equals to 1 would be literally the same results. And then we increment our starting index with item per page, the number of times of what the page is equal to, basically. So that allows us to shift the index we're supposed to be referencing our data from. Yeah, and then in order to calculate the index 2, just use the index from and plus again like items per page. That's kind of it. So from now on, we can actually use this index from and index 2 in order to here just specify the range of data that is passed to the template renderer dynamically. So index from and up to index 2. Save. So if I did everything correctly, from now on this should actually print not all the stuff, but only 5 elements. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I say okay, I didn't yet specify the pagination. Okay, so if I say page is equal to 1, it should display exactly the same page. Sorry, obviously need this stuff. Okay, and yeah, it prints literally the same data. So if now I go to page number 2, yeah, the data is changed. Okay, so page number 3, the data is changed. Yeah, perfect. And now we need to find the number of how many pages actually kind of available there. So I guess we don't really need this stuff anymore. So let's say init total pages, and let's say total, create a variable total pages. So if we take the length of our data, right, and divide this by items per page, and then we will have the number of pages, but also we need to convert this to integer and probably add 1 to this. I'm not sure, so let me just try to see how it's supposed to be working. So first, at the very bottom of so here, I just want to print my pages, and also say pages equals to pages. For now this would be, yeah, this like so. Save. Okay, update. So okay, pages not defined. Oh, it's because they called total pages. Yeah. And okay, so let's have a look. Okay, we got 7 total pages. So let's check if this is actually true. So let's go to page number 7. Okay, and is there something on page number 8? Yeah, it is, but only 4 elements. Well, that's because, yeah, so that was a decimal number. There was a floating point number instead of integer. So, but page number 9, it should have give nothing. Okay, so this means that the number of total pages should be kind of +1 here. Save. Okay, so now it's 8. Yeah. Okay, now it's 8. So from now on we can actually try to render our pagination links. So, but before that, I want to convert this total pages to a list, and that's the reason why I can say simply like range of this guy. So this range function would return a list. So we will be able to iterate over this, and here we can already say like for page in total pages, and for also we'll need a div to, oh my god, we'll need a div to encapsulate our pagination. So let's create a div with a class equals, just I use the text center just to put the elements within the center, and I want to create the a tag. Well, each reference. I will drop this for a while, just to debug these total pages first. Okay, so each reference, and I want to specify the class also. BDN outline primary. These all are Bootstrap specific classes. Yeah, and this is just enough for now, I guess. So let me try again. Okay, so here are our pages. Yeah, I would also like to add margin top equals to 2 and margin bottom equals to 2, and page right, and here displaying our page as well. Okay, now this is much better, but yeah, probably I would like to set the margins to actually 4 instead. Okay, yeah, now this is much better. They are not yeah, they just navigate to the very first to the root route. Okay, so we'll change this h-references appropriately. So we need to take our request dot URL. I guess we need to stringify this as well and split by the question mark to extract the base URL and extract the base URL, so the first element, and plus question mark page equals and plus the stringified page. If I did everything correctly, it should have now kind of work. Save. Just a typo. Request. Save. String is undefined. Yeah, also we need to provide the standard Python string method to use this within the Jinja template renderer. Okay, yeah, it's a bit wrong numbers here, but I'll fix this just right in the moment. Okay, page 0. Yeah, this is a bit wrong, but I just page 1. Just trying to figure this out, if this is kind of works. Yeah, but it ends with a page 7. So I need to change this. So page, so okay, within the h reference, page plus 1, and here page plus 1. Okay. Okay, so page number 1. So okay, let's try to drop everything here. Okay, so page number 1 is still here. If you manually say page 0, it should be the same. Okay, page 1 the same. Now this should get different. Okay, it did. Okay, is this still different? So Maggie. Yeah, and then we just go to something else. Page 4. Okay, page 5 and page 7. Okay, and page 8 should now contain only 4 elements. Yeah, perfect. And if we just manually go to page 9, it should contain nothing, and if we just drop back to page 8, yeah, perfect. So this is almost it. The only thing left here is actually to highlight the current page we're now at. This is gonna be a little bit challenging, but still it's not a problem. So I just copy this URL, and here I would like to add a little condition. So if we need to define the condition where we're supposed to be highlighting our button with this blue background color. I would be using this using the Bootstrap classes, but nevertheless. So if we say if request dot args dot get page, so we're getting the stringified version of page, this one in particular, and comparing this to, so if it is equal to the stringified, because we can compare only the same data types, but I'm not sure either the page or page plus 1. So let me just try this. Well, I guess page plus 1. Yeah, because yeah. So yeah, I forgot to put and if here, but actually, okay. So let's actually try to make this all at once. So here else, and here I paste this stuff again, and here and if. Okay, so the difference would be in a class itself. So here I would like to say not the outline but just BDN primary. Save. And if I did everything correctly, which I really doubt, it should really Okay, so we are at page number 4. Okay, we're at page number 5, page 8, page 1. This is almost perfect. The only thing where it fails is here. So where the page is not specified, you see like no highlights, while the one should have get highlighted. So we can now actually specify this. We can specify this custom case as well. So we can say, so if request args page is equal to none, is equal to none. No, here I need to say or, and then close this within the parentheses to give a multiple condition there. And page is equal to 0. I'm not sure. Just let me try to better to check this out. Okay. Page number 2, 3. Yeah, it seems like it kind of works. So page number 1. But if we just drop it and go into the root, the very root, we still have this one being highlighted. Yeah, perfect. You know, like if you know, guys, if you have ever encountered a Flask plugin library that is called Flask paginate, it works quite pretty similarly. And you know, like eventually I've dropped that because it's way easier to create your own dislike. It takes almost the same amount of code compared to the amount of code needed to import and to set up the Flask paginate library, believe it or not. So I guess this solution is quite pretty nice as well. So I guess this is it for this tutorial. So let's have a look. We did obtain all this stuff just like in the demo I've provided you before actually starting writing some code. So eventually we did achieve conversion of a given CSV file, this one in particular, to some sort of an e-commerce website representation. Obviously lots of features can be added, like some filterings, referencing data by some sort of a some keywords or something, but that would either need to actually first convert the CSV file to the database to make it easier to make all those requests, or otherwise we can still use the CSV file to actually filter that, and that's quite pretty challenging but pretty interesting at the same time. But that would already be kind of a different topic, so whatever features obviously could be added. But I just wanted to show you the most essential part, the core part of how the e-commerce site works, so how it takes the input data and actually dynamically renders this to the screen. I've tried to show you the most easy way of how one can achieve this. So I hope you learned something interesting out of this tutorial. I hope it was useful. Thanks for watching, guys. Until the next time, and take care.